So, hello students, this is the second experiment we are going to know, and the aim of the experiment is microscopic study of normal coronary artery. This experiment is supposed to we do in the lab, where we need to observe the tissue slides, microscopic slides, which should have normal uh, coronary artery tissues. Okay, so cross section of coronary artery tissue we should observe under the microscope. But whatever the microscopic views means the images that you will observe. So I have presented in my slides as a images, so you can be able to see the images of the how the coronary artery normally it looks like when we do the cross section, and when we do the staining of the particular tissues, then how it looks like. Okay, so we can see the images and we can be able to understand the normal structure of coronary artery. Here we are going to know that the normal coronary artery, uh, we have a two coronary artery actually, left coronary artery and the right coronary artery. So it has a left and the right, which it means left means it supply blood to the left chamber of the heart, whereas the right coronary artery supply blood to the right chamber of the heart. Okay, and this coronary artery is the artery which supply blood to the heart itself. Artery is the blood vessels that carries oxygenated blood. It has a pure blood. Okay, so the function of this coronary artery is what? The coronary arteries carries blood to the heart to supply oxygen and necessary nutrients. So this is the overall function of the arterial blood. Arterial blood contain, you know, more oxygen. Okay, so it has oxygenated blood, and hence we say the arterial blood supply oxygen and also nutrients to the cells and tissue of the body. And specifically, if you talk about the coronary arteries, these arteries supply oxygen and necessary nutrients to the heart muscles, heart cells. Next, for the requirements, that what do we require as an experiment, that we also require some ingredients, okay, materials, so that we can perform the experiment in the lab. Here we don't require highly sophisticated instrument or any any solution to be prepared, as this is what the tissue slides we need to study. So our practicals are, the experiments are based on the study of the tissue slides, which has already been made. So we require a microscope, right? We require permanent slides of the particular tissues. Here the tissues are of coronary artery, okay, coronary artery sample, which are available on the, should be present on the permanent slide. And we require light source so that we can see the images, the object easily or properly under the microscope. We require pencil, notebook, so that we can draw the diagram. Okay, so this is what and we can come to the interpretation that what you observe under the microscope. Okay, so these are the basic requirements. Here this is the what you can see under the microscope. Okay, so when you see, when you have a permanent slide, okay, a slide with a sample with a coronary artery. Okay, so cross sectional microscopic view, this is the at high power objective. Okay, at high power objective, when we observe the slides, okay, then we'll be able to see these views, these images. Let's discuss about what is this image. Okay, what we can uh, discuss from here, that coronary artery, the normal coronary artery has a three distinct layer of Okay, it has a 3 distinct layer. So what are the 3 distinct or 3 layers of the coronary artery? So first layer is the inner layer, also known as intima. Second layer is a middle layer, also known as media, and the third layer is the outer layer, also known as adventitia. So inner layer, middle layer, and outer layer. So let's point out these 3 layers in this particular image. So inner layer, here we have intima. So this is the inner layer of, you know, the coronary artery. So this is a very thin layer you can see here. Okay, very thin layer. And second is a middle or media layer. So here, from here, red part of this muscular part, media is a M for middle, and this is a muscularis part. So from inner layer out to outer layer, between the inner layer and between the outer layer, we have this reddish images, and this indicate the structure of middle layer of the coronary artery. Okay, and the outer, which is adventitia layer. Okay, outer layer. So you can see this one, adventitia. So above the layer of middle layer, there is a adventitia layer. Okay, so this is also thin layer. Okay, so inner layer is a very thin, middle layer is thick layer, and outer layer is a somehow what we say, it's also the thin layer. Okay, so this is what we have studied, the 3 layers we can see in the cross-sectional microscopic view of normal coronary artery. Apart from these 3 layers, we can see lumen. So this is the hollow structure, the white region, okay, circle, white region of this image, the central part. So lumen is a large areas. Okay, it's a whitish area, it's a large area, and it's a tunnel-like structure. Okay, it's a tunnel-like structure which is surrounded by above layers. So this lumen is surrounded by inner layer, middle layer, and then outer layer, right? And the lumen of the artery is the channel through which blood flows. So here, this is the lumen where it is a channel, and this provide the space through which the blood will flow. Okay, blood is supposed to flow here through this lumen. So this is what we have studied, the structure of normal coronary artery through cross-sectional microscopic view. Okay, so let's discuss about in detail how this inner layer looks like, how the middle layer, what is the inner layer, and what is the middle layer, what is the outer layer actually. So the another slide describes separately about the inner, middle, and outer layer. Inner layer is an intima layer, which is made up of endothelial cells. Okay, endothelial cell is one of the hallmark of inner layer. Okay, the specialized cells present in the inner layer of the this coronary artery that covers the artery inner luminal surface. So here, if you see the structure, that inner lining of this inner intima, so which is towards the lumen side. So it has a endothelial cells. So it is made up of endothelial cells that covers the artery's inner surface, and also it covers the connective tissue. Okay, basically collagen and elastin. So inner layers also covers the some connective tissues also. Okay, so inner layers basically have endothelial cells which covers the inner surface, as well as it also covers the connective uh, or supportive tissues, mainly the collagen and elastin present in the inner layer. Okay, so collagen and elastins are also found there. Okay, so this collagen and elastins are also surrounded by this endothelial cells. Next, the intimal layer is a layer of compact elastic tissue. So that is what we call that. It also contain a compact elastic tissue, okay, in the inner layer, and so it is called as an internal elastic lamina. Okay, why it's called as internal elastic lamina? Because it has a elastic tissues, compact elastic tissue, and because of this elastic tissue, the inner layer is highly elastic. It has an elasticity property. So when the blood vessels pressure, internal blood pressure is increased, the pressure inside this blood vessel is once when it is increased, so this elastic tissues may protect this in this arterial wall from rupture, from breakage. Okay, so damage because of the blood pressure, high blood pressure, can be prevented because of the presence of elastic tissue in the inner layer. The endothelial cells actually keep track of the pressure. Even it can also keep track of the pressure and flow of blood flow and health of the artery. Okay, so arterial health is it's a good health or bad health. So and the blood flow, so it's a turbulence blood flow or good blood flow, or the pressure is high or low. So it's what being regulated by the endothelial cells. Okay, endothelial cells secrete chemicals that adjust the function of the artery. So it has, these cells are specialized cells, okay, which are present inside the luminal surface also. So it secretes some chemicals. The property of the chemicals is it may act as a vasodilators like function, okay, which may can widen or we can constrict the blood vessels to make it narrow. Okay, so it can also produce some growth factor also, okay, so which will stimulate the growth of the arterial wall, right? So this endothelial cells has a very important functions, and they show the biological important biological roles by secreting some chemicals. These chemicals perform the action through the hormonal mechanism. What we say it's as a chemical messenger. Okay, so it can do the vasodilation process or vasoconstriction process or the growth of the arterial wall also. Okay, so these chemicals it can work in a different way. Next, middle or what do we say, medial layer. Here it's made up of a smooth muscle cells. Muscular cell is a muscular layer, and the function is it usually contract and relax. Okay, because the muscular layer, so it has a muscular function like a contraction and relaxation, so that it can control the blood pressure and the flow of blood in the artery. Next, it also contains elastic tissue and collagen. Okay, so elastic tissue is also present in the muscular layer, the middle layer, and also there is a collagen as well. So this, because of this, it increases the elasticity and also the strength of the wall, okay, of the artery, and the artery contracts and relax. So this is the additional property that middle layer is being provided because of the presence of elastic tissue and collagen. That is an important property, is the elasticity property, which gives the strength to the wall. Okay, when there is a contraction and relaxation process. The outer, or what do we say, advential layer. There is a mistake. I need to close the bracket. So outer, also known as advential layer. Okay, so this layer is made of connective tissues. Okay, and the connective tissues here, especially the connective tissues is present, and the adventitia contains potent factor as well. Okay, so the factor which is responsible, may be responsible for this very important uh, uh, biological function. Okay, so this adventitia which secretes some potential factors. Okay, it has some potential factors, the biological factors such as tissue thromboplastin. So tissue thromboplastin, it promotes the blood clotting. Okay, so when there is an injury in the, let's say, blood vessels, let's say there is a prick of needle in the arteries. Okay, in the coronary artery sometime. So this potent factor, this tissue factor, is a tissue thromboplastin is released, and it comes into the blood, and then after that it promotes the blood clotting, so that the blood will clot and it can be prevented. So such clots are useful when the artery becomes injured. Okay, so this clotting and the clots are very important to be made, because it prevents the excessive bleeding from the injured artery. Okay, so bleeding can be stopped by clotting process, and this is what the tissue thromboplastin, when it comes in the blood, it clots the the blood which tends to bleed out from the body. So this is what we have learned today in the experiment. Uh, Today we have come to the end of the slide, and we have completed what to learn today. So if you have any question, you can ask me.